20-17, Ohio State on top of Michigan. The Wolverines spent much of this season having outstanding second halves. They've outscored opponents 94-20 in the third quarter, 129-42 in the fourth, and only once John Jansen has an opposing team scored on their opening possession of the second half. That was Penn State. But let's face facts. Michigan's got two lightning bolts, and that's pretty much it offensively. Ohio State has had some long, impressive, time-consuming drives. The Michigan defense is hanging on to keep them in it, but Michigan needs to establish something more consistent offensively here in the second half.
They do. When you look at what Michigan has been offensively, to this point in the game, it's been the pass offense. They've only got 10 yards rushing the ball right now. They've got to find a way to establish the line of scrimmage, dominance at the line of scrimmage, and get comfortable running the football. Be good on first down, pick up 4 or 5 yards, then you can take your shots downfield and feel like you could comfortably pick up the first down if it ends up being third and short.
Jim Harbaugh speaking with his team at halftime. Jason Avant has the coach's thoughts.
We need to give JJ more time. Keep your composure. Do your assignment, O-line. Let's make a statement. Get some push up front, smash mouth football. Defense, be ready to play. They're working a good tempo. Be ready. We need to make a stop in the run game and also tackle. This is the most important half of football. We can win this game. Let's do it right here in this first drive.
Thank you, Jason. And Roman Wilson is deep to field Jaden Fielding's kickoff, and Wilson will let that go over his head and into the end zone for a touchback. So Michigan and their offense will take over on the 25-yard line against an Ohio State defense that has played option to the two deep balls very well, but I think the way that they are playing defensively has given them exposure to the deep ball.
Yeah, they're loading up the line of scrimmage saying, Michigan, we're not going to let you run the ball. We're going to make you beat us deep. Michigan has followed through with those two passes to Cornelius Johnson, but you've got to find a way to continue to be effective at running the football much more than they were in the first half.
Donovan Edwards in the backfield off the left hip of J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun from the 25-yard line with the ball on the left hash. First play of the second half. J.J.'s got the snap. He will throw. Back to pass, looking for our sideline. He's got Ronnie Bell for a gain of 5, knocked out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. Good yardage on first down for Michigan.
Yeah, I don't care how you get the first down or that yardage on first down, whether it's running the ball for 5 yards, throwing the ball for 5 yards, that's an easy pickup for Michigan. It's just a quick, easy out by Ronnie Bell. Getting some confidence for J.J. in this passing game here in the second half.
Denzel Burke was the man in coverage. Now old school I formation and J.J. under center. Max Bredesen at fullback, Donovan Edwards deep. J.J. will hand it to Edwards running right. He hesitates and tries to fire through a hole, but it is filled quickly by Tommy Eichenberg, the outstanding middle linebacker, for a very short game. Maybe a half a yard, and the Wolverines are looking at a third down and 5.
Well, this is something that we just are not accustomed to. They pull Zach Zinter to get out on the edge, and Ohio State right now is just pursuing to the ball more, and we're not getting double teams at the point of attack. We got to find a way to push the defensive line down the field.
3rd and 5 for Michigan on their first series of the second half. Two receivers split right. Cornelius Johnson, man coverage up top. And they're going to run it with Edwards, and he knifes through a hole out to the 34.5-yard line. Oh, boy, John.
Yeah, tough call for Jim Harbaugh here. You're about a foot shy. Last time they went for it on short, they're going to go hurry up.
They're going quickly. Michigan will go for it. J.J. from a shotgun has the snap, hands it to Edwards, who goes forward for a first down to the 36-yard line. Move the chains as Jim Harbaugh rolls the dice early in the third quarter.
Hopefully that little pickup there is enough confidence builder for this Michigan offense, this offensive line, to say, hey, we can get underneath them. We can drive them. We got to be able to get hip to hip on some of those double teams, drive that defensive lineman off the ball so we can get off on some of those linebackers that are flowing quickly to the point of attack.
Ball at the 36-yard line of Ohio State, 1st and 10 for Michigan. They trail it 20-17, 12:58 to go, quarter number 3. Shotgun. J.J. with C.J. Stokes in the backfield with him. Back to pass. J.J. looking downfield. He's going to step up and looking, and he's going to fire it. And Roman Wilson's out there, and he reaches out and can't come up with it. Inside the Ohio State 30. J.J. on the run just a little short as Roman was coming open in front of Ronnie Hickman, the safety. Roman a little banged up. He will make his way to the sideline.
And, I mean, not a bad decision to throw the ball. You had an open receiver, you just underthrew it, but JJ did have the ability to pick up some yardage on the ground, threw it right at the line of scrimmage. There was probably another 7 or 8 yards that he could have picked up, got out of bounds without a hit.
2nd and 10 for Michigan from their own 36-yard line. 3 receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It's Ronnie Bell to the left, Cornelius Johnson, and A.J. Henning to the right. Handoff, C.J. Stokes. No, J.J. keeps it on a quarterback zone read, and he runs over a tackler into Ohio State territory and knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line. J.J. making a play with his feet on the zone read, moved the chains, and Michigan has got something going here in the first drive of the second half. Tanner McAllister, the man that forced him out of bounds.
We've been waiting for that call. Ohio State is flowing to the point of attack. They are attacking the running back no matter where he goes. You got to keep him honest. By every once in a while, JJ keeps the ball. That one was an easy pickup. Nice job by him protecting the football as he took a hit at the end.
Boy, he really, some tough running. He had 2 Buckeyes on him, and he ran through their tackles. 1st and 10, Michigan at the Ohio State 45-yard line. JJ in a shotgun. Back to pass, looking downfield. He's going to fire. He's got Colston Loveland wide open. It's caught. 15, 10, 5. The freshman dives for the end zone. Is he in? Colston Loveland, touchdown. J.J. McCarthy to the co-offensive MVP of the Sawtooth Central Conference for 6. And Michigan leads 23-20, 45 yards.
Nice opening drive for Michigan offensively, showing that they can pick up a few yards on the ground, but hey, if you're not able to get it with J.J. McCarthy, be able to hit your receivers downfield, that's another on-the-money pass by J.J.
Career-long reception for Colston Loveland, the first touchdown for the true freshman in his career from the recruiting hotbed of Idaho. Jake Moody's extra point is on the way and good, and Michigan is back on top, 24-20, with 11:56 to go in the third quarter. 7 plays, 75 yards over 3 minutes and 4 seconds. This is Michigan's second half. What they do, John, this is their pattern.
Well, they've been very effective in the second half, coming out, and whether it's offensively, you make some adjustments at halftime, and yeah, you run the ball a little bit, but the adjustment was J.J. McCarthy's going to run the ball. And then all of a sudden, it opens up things in the play-action pass. And here's what I really liked. Jim Harbaugh came out of halftime and said, we got to protect the quarterback. And J.J. knows that coming off the edge, either Ryan Hayes, Carson Barnhart, they've been allowing a little bit of pressure. Step up, deliver the ball.
Out of the end zone. Jake Moody to kick off. Xavier Johnson will come up and field it at the 13-yard line and up the middle to the 25 to the 30, out to the 32-yard line where he is greeted by a host of Wolverines. And that's where Ohio State will start their first possession of the second half. So we saw the Michigan offense come out of the halftime locker room, go right down the field and score. What changes do the Michigan defense have in store for Ohio State?
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they create pressure on C.J. Stroud. Do they stick with the 4, which I think they're going to kind of have to because of the threat down the field that this passing game provides? But you've got to find a way. Do they add an extra linebacker in? Do they drop Jalen Harrell and add in Mike Barrett to try and confuse the protection?
That Colston Loveland touchdown was brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Ohio State from the 32. C.J. Stroud hands it to Trainum running right, and he gets across the 34 to the 35-yard line. That's where he's taken down, gain of 3 on first down.
Well, it is an improvement on first down. In the first half, we saw gains of 8, 9, 6 yards. This one only being 3. Now it's second down and 7. Still advantage Ohio State with what they can do offensively.
From the 35-yard line, 2nd and 7. C.J. Stroud back to pass, fires, crossing route. He's got his man, Marvin Harrison, right at the marker. Going to be very close to a first down.
Well, that's the threat of Marvin Harrison. You've got to give him a cushion because he can go below right by you. And he just runs that route strictly to pick up a first down. It's an easy conversion for Ohio State.
He got it to the to their own 42-yard line, rather. 1st and 10, Ohio State. 3 receivers split left. Trainham continues in the backfield. They're without Travion Henderson today. From a shotgun, C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harrison wide right in single coverage out there. They're going to run it with Trainham running right, and he's got a lot of room behind that offensive line. Wow, elephants on parade, John, into Michigan territory. Actually, they're going to mark him down at the 50. Michael Barrett on the tackle.
Well, Josh Pryor is standing in for Matt Jones at the right guard position and just does an unbelievable job of paving a way for this rushing game.
8 yards on first down, Ohio State from the midfield stripe. Handed off to Trainham, and he's met in the backfield and spun to the ground by Braden McGregor. Big Pretty with a tackle for loss.
Well, and that's what we've seen teams do against Michigan, is crash down that backside. Got to be alert for C.J. Stroud. He's not a guy that they really want to be running the football. Doesn't really care to very much, but they still have that ability.
3rd and 3 for Ohio State. Quickly the line of scrimmage. Now they'll slow it down and get a play from the sideline. Michigan's defense looking to get off the field. We're inside 10 minutes to go, third quarter, and the Wolverines on top, 24-20. And down here in Columbus, Stroud in a shotgun. Brings his big tight end in motion. Keep an eye on him. They're going to go toss sweep with Trainham running right, and the Wolverines strung it out and short of the first down. It was Mike Sainristel and Junior Colson for no gain. It's Trainham, and Ohio State is looking at a 4th and 3.
That's a big stop for Michigan, and that's what you can do when you got a linebacker like Junior Colson with as much speed as he has. We talk about him making plays outside the numbers. This is where it pays off, when it's speed versus speed, being able to stop him on 3rd down, forcing Ohio State to come out of halftime and punt.
Michigan looking to get the ball back here with a 4-point lead. Clock running, 9:06 to go. And the punt is away. And A.J. Henning calls for a fair catch and makes it at his own 13-yard line. And that's where Michigan will take over with a 4-point lead and 8:58 to go in the third quarter. Punt of 38 yards, no return. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Well, John, J.J. McCarthy with 3 touchdown passes of 45, 69, and 75 yards. And the Wolverines have a 24-20 lead over Ohio State and the football with 8:58 to go in quarter number 3. And this is not what we expected from the Michigan offense, but we also know, we learned last year, that Michigan had a lot in store for Ohio State that they hadn't shown all year, and today it looks like the deep game.
Well, and I don't want to downplay that deep game, but in the second half here, if we see more of J.J. McCarthy running the ball, the 19-yard run could signal a big shift in this offense, opening up another weapon and opening up things differently for Michigan's offense in regards to if you can get that. And Ohio State has to honor that. Now some of those interior runs become a little bit more effective.
McCarthy 10 of 17 for 254 yards and those 3 touchdowns. And he'll be inside his own 10 in a shotgun here with Donovan Edwards flanked to his right. 3 receivers split right now. Ronnie Bell in motion from right to left. And they're going to put him in the backfield. JJ takes the snap and looking, fires, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage. It looked like he was looking for Ronnie Bell underneath.
Yeah, Ronnie just ran a little hook route, and it would have been an easy pitch and catch. And that's where this offensive line is underperforming to what we expect them to be. Running the football, we've documented that. In terms of pass protection, you can't, when you know it's going to be a quick pass, you can't give up that type of yardage.
2nd and 10 for Michigan from their own 13-yard line. JJ in a shotgun, looks to the sidelines. Still 15 seconds on the play clock. Looks like the Wolverines are changing the play. Now we're ready to go. JJ claps his hands, has the snap, back to pass, looking, he's going to fire, and it's broken up. Cornelius Johnson looking for a flag out across the 25-yard line down the Michigan sideline on the far side, and he's not getting a flag, and it's going to be 3rd and 10.
No, get back in the huddle, get back to the line of scrimmage, and let's go dial up the next play.
JJ thinking back shoulder there.
It was a nice thought, and CJ did try to come back. I don't necessarily know. We'll check with Jason Avant here at the next break, but I didn't see anything that should have been called as a pass interference on that play.
Correction, Ronnie Bell was the man over there. Wolverines go 4 wide. 3rd and 10 from their own 13, leading by 4, 8:48 to go, third quarter. JJ in a shotgun. He's got it, back to pass, gonna fire out of the backfield. He's got Donovan Edwards, and he's corralled and dropped by Tommy Eichenberg, their outstanding linebacker, and a 2-yard gain on the reception to Donovan Edwards, and Michigan will be forced to punt.
The shame of that one is on first down, they had Ronnie Bell for an easy pickup, and they're allowing this offensive line to throw some of those change-up pitches. If you know it's going to be a quick pass, you don't always have to set back. You don't have to take on a bull rush. Go ahead and cut their legs out. Just get their hands down any way you can.
Brad Robbins standing on his own 1-yard line. Emeka Ibuka on his own 40. Robbins puts his right foot into it, and this one very high. And coming up to field it at his own 49-yard line. Check that, the Michigan 49-yard line is Ibuka, and he does on a fair catch, and Ohio State will have great field position.
Yeah, and when you don't move the ball and you don't get any yardage on offensively, you're starting to play a field position battle. You don't want Ohio State to start on your side of the 50 with as explosive as this offense has been. That first drive for Michigan against Ohio State was a big stop. This one could probably be even bigger.
Michigan had the ball in the lead, but gave it right back. Ohio State trails 24-20, 8:03 to go, quarter number 3. Duck Horse John Jansen back in Columbus. Michigan protecting a 4-point lead, 8:03 to go here in quarter number 3. Ohio State, following the short punt into the wind, will take over on the Michigan 48-yard line. Wolverine defense got a stop on Ohio State's first possession of the second half. Can they do it again? Chip Trainum in the backfield next to C.J. Stroud, who takes the snap back to pass. Looking downfield, here comes a pass rush, and we got a flag down. He's got to complete it to Trainum to the 40, to the 35, comes towards the near sideline, and he runs into the back of his own blocker, Marvin Harrison, and knocked out of bounds, but we await word on the flag. There's 2 flags back there.
Chris Jenkins got mauled. He made a great move and just got held, so this one's coming back.
And there's 2 flags in the secondary as well.
I think it might be a personal foul on Ohio State. Blocking downfield, which I understand and love it, but I think they ended up blocking Michigan's secondary. I don't know who it was.
Rod Moore is the man clapping. He seems pleased with the flags down the field. Seems like a big call. Ohio State has got the ball inside Michigan's 25-yard line. You don't want offsetting penalties here.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, first down. After the play was over. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 88.
Wow.
To penalize half the distance to the goal. First down.
Half the distance to the goal.
And they, well,
10 yards will set them back to their own 42, and then you can go 15 yards from there. You don't have to go half the distance to the goal.
No, I think you might be a little bit off on that.
This is 25 yards in penalties in one play, both enforced.
Yeah, G. Scott Jr. was the offender for the Buckeyes after the play.
Well, that changes things. Let's go down to Jason Avant. Jason?
Our defense has been on the field a lot, and we have to figure out a way offensively to get them off the field. Ronnie Bell was really upset with that non-call, but it's the Ohio State-Michigan game. You got to win a 50-50 matchup. They're going to let bang-bang plays go.
Getting word that it was a headbutt down the field on G. Scott. Ohio State 1st and 35 from their own 27-yard line. They go toss sweep to Trainum. Wolverines in the backfield, and they get to Amazi Smith as he gets just a yard or 2, and the Boo Birds are out. Is that over the play call, John?
Well, probably. I think obviously the fans here know what they can do down the field, or we're hoping for a shot downfield.
Ohio State goes quickly back to pass his Stroud, directing traffic. Now he's going to fire, and he's got his man at the 42-yard line. That's Marvin Harrison, their own 42, and Ohio State is looking at a 3rd and about 20.
Well, on that last play, it was Michigan creating penetration, and they're
Ohio
not even
State's
set up.
going. Michigan's not anywhere close to ready. Stroud back to pass, fires underneath, and it's bobbled and caught. And Rod Moore comes up and makes the tackle. Sane Ristel at the 44-yard line, and Ohio State's got a 4th and about 6. And are they bringing on the punt unit?
They are. Boy, I'm surprised. This is, to me, 4-down territory with the way that this offense has operated. This is a huge win for Michigan, even to force them to punt.
And the fans don't like that call either, as they are booing the punt team as they take the field.
Well, here's what Michigan's defense needs to do. Ohio State, no surprise, they did it all first half. They've done it so far here in the second half. Get lined up tempo.
And the Buckeyes move up front, and the Wolverines are clapping.
The center gave a pump fake. I'm not sure what he was doing. He went to snap it, and I think he looked back and saw that the putter.
Offense number 94, 5-yard penalty. Remains 4th down.
The only thing that really accomplishes is taking away any threat of a fake.
Right. Well, and this could have been a planned penalty. Instead of taking the delay of game. Well, trying to get him to jump, but also giving him more room so that's just not an instant touchback.
So Ohio State will punt it with Mirko standing on his own 38-yard line. A.J. Henning standing on the Michigan 9. Mirko's got it and just gets it off in front of a heavy Michigan rush. And it bounces towards the goal line and into the end zone.
Great job by A.J. Henning blocking one of the gunners so that they can't get to the ball and down it before it goes into the end zone.
John, I feel like Michigan just dodged a bullet.
Huge bullet. I mean, offensive. You've got to be able to convert some first downs, take some time off the clock to give the defense a little bit of a break. Now, hopefully, instead of the ball being at the 49-yard line, hey, now you get a chance to start the ball at the 25, flip the field position, and possibly put some points on the board.
Rob, thank you very much. Michigan taking over on their own 20-yard line following the touchback and leading this one 24-20, 6:01 to go in the third quarter. Here's a stat for you, John. Ohio State this year has given up 2 touchdown passes through 11 games of 45 yards or more. Michigan has 3 of them in the first 2.5 quarters of this game.
Well, this is 2 heavyweights in college football right now. It's the number 2 team against the number 3 team in the country. It's going to be an absolute slugfest. Both teams are being forced to do some things that they're not necessarily used to doing and making adjustments. Right now, Michigan has made more adjustments offensively we've only seen it once, but J.J. McCarthy picking up 19 yards with his feet and then being able to hit receivers down the field. Now, at this point, you're up 4. You've been given a gift in regards to Ohio State had the ball in your own 50-yard line. If you could score on this one, if you get a touchdown out of this one, go up 2 scores.
Ohio State has been overplaying the run all day, and Michigan has gotten very little going on the ground. But they lead it here and have the ball with the lead. 6:01 to go third quarter. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. The Wolverines split 3 receivers to the left. That's the short side. Now they're going to motion Cornelius Johnson from left to right and line him up outside the hash on the right side. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Back to pass. Rolls out of the pocket. Ohio State chasing after him. Is going to fire underneath, and it's caught by Donovan Edwards across the 26-yard line out to the 27. A first down, gain of 7 for Michigan, setting them up in 2nd and short.
Carson Barnhart playing with a little bit of fire, got beat inside. JJ's able to escape the pocket, but you got to make sure you don't fall into the same trap that Ohio State did and got called for holding.
2nd and 3 from the 27-yard line. Wolverines leading by 4, 5:30 to go in the third quarter. Clock running. JJ's got the snap. He'll hand it off. No, he'll keep it on the quarterback keeper, and across the 30, he's shoved out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Move the chains. J.J. McCarthy gets a first down with his feet. Steel Chambers, the man that shoved him out.
It is, again, I mentioned that 19-yard run. It signals a shift in this offense. We've already seen the shift in terms of being able to connect downfield. Now with J.J. being able to have some ball skills in the backfield, stick it into the belly of Donovan Edwards and keep it, it will eventually pay dividends by, yes, you can still have that, but it's going to slow down this Ohio State offense who is crashing the interior of that offensive line. 1st
and 10 from their own 32. JJ in a shotgun. 2 receivers split left, 1 split right. Has the snap, on a throw, back to pass, stepping up. Now he's got some room to run to the 35, to the 40, and he dives across the 40, close to a first down. J.J. McCarthy with another carry, and he's going to be about a yard short of a first down.
The threat and the ability to run from the quarterback position. When you presented that threat as they bring in Trente Jones as an extra offensive lineman for the next play, but when you have that threat of being able to go downfield, now all of a sudden, eyes are off of J.J. for a little while. There's some green grass to be had.
2nd and 1 for Michigan. Ball just across their own 40-yard line. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun. They bring Colston Loveland in motion and hand it off to Donovan Edwards, and he's got some room to the 50-yard line, and he dives over a tackler down to the 47-yard line of Ohio State. Moved the chains, and Michigan, with 4:02 to go in the third quarter, has moved into Ohio State territory on the run from Donovan Edwards of 12 yards.
Well, when you got to honor JJ and the fact that he may take it around the edge, all of a sudden there's some yardage to be gained inside. You bring in Trente Jones, you cut things off from the backside. I mean, this is where Michigan's offense, where we've wanted to see it get to all season long.
That was a well-blocked play in the run game from the Ohio State 47. Two receivers split to the left. Donovan Edwards continues in the backfield. JJ hands it to him, and he breaks a tackle in the backfield. Now turns the corner to the 40, inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line where he's tripped up. A gain of 9 on first down, and Michigan moving into Jake Moody field goal range.
Well, nice job of being elusive in the backfield. Could have been a lost yardage play for about 4 yards, breaks a tackle, and is able to get downfield for a 9-yard gain.
This is second and less than a yard, an ideal time to perhaps take a shot. From the shotgun, J.J. McCarthy with Donovan Edwards to his right. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Second and less than a yard. J.J.'s got it. Play action, back to pass. Here comes the pass rush. He's going to fire it deep. Andrell Anthony is out there, and it falls incomplete inside the 5-yard line. J.J. led him just a little too much to the outside, and that's going to set up Michigan with a 3rd and short. Protection
broke down. J.J. took a hit just as he threw the ball. If he's just able to hold onto that ball for a split second longer, I think Andrell Anthony is able to create separation. He's got enough speed. He had a step on him, but JJ just had to release that ball too early.
They've got Khalil Mullings back in, their short yardage back. Max Bredesen at a fullback spot on 3rd and less than a yard. JJ's going to take a snap from under center, and he's got it. Hands it to Mullings. He's going to fire a pass, and he throws it to a wide open Luke Schoonmaker. Inside the 25-yard line, Khalil Mullings just threw a pass, John.
I tell you what, if he had any arm, it would have been a touchdown. But we'll take the first down. I mean, everybody was drawn up to try and stop a between the tackles type style of run. We saw it was a 4th down early in the first half. Now all of a sudden, hey, everybody sells out, and they're trying to go deep.
14 yards on the play. We're at a Michigan-Ohio State game, and a USC-UCLA game is broken out.
Whoa.
Wolverines inside the Ohio State 25-yard line. J.J. McCarthy on 1st and 10 from a shotgun. Has the snap, hands it off to Donovan Edwards, hesitates across the 20 down to the 15-yard line, short of the 15 rather, as he backed into a defender there. Gain of 6 on first down.
That right there, what Donovan Edwards did and the patience that he showed. It was supposed to go in between the tackles. Things there, everybody pinched across Carson Barnhart's face. That patience to be able to put his foot in the ground, bounce it to the outside is why that play was successful.
Michigan on top, 24-20, a minute 26 to go in quarter number 3. Wolverines have it inside the red zone. 2nd down and 4 from the Ohio State 17-yard line. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun, pistol formation with Donovan Edwards. Will hand it off to Edwards, who hesitates and fights up the middle close to the 15-yard line, but short of the first down. And we're looking at a huge 3rd down play here.
Don't be surprised to see a very similar play and J.J. McCarthy be able to keep it around the edge. They're still not respecting him as, you know, they've only seen it. What, has he run it twice?
Yes.
It's there. There's big yardage to be had.
3rd and 3. Inside a minute to go in the third quarter. JJ in a shotgun. They got to get the ball across the 14, almost to the 13-yard line. JJ with Edwards flanked to his right. Will hand it off to Edwards, and he'll spin close to the first down. Does he have it?
I think he's got it.
With a good hole there, Ohio State closed it quickly. Donovan gets up, and he's signaling first down. And we might get a measurement here.
Well,
Michigan going to go for it.
Well,
they're lining up ready.
They're not going to snap the ball until the official says go.
First down. Official just said first down. Let's go down to Jason Avant. Jason?
Yeah, I'm right on it. That's a first down. Michigan is caught, though, right now.
Wolverines lined up, everybody jammed in tight with the exception of Cornelius Johnson, split wide right. 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 14-yard line. And they're going to let the clock run out on the 3rd quarter here, as they don't need to snap this. Oh no, they're going to take 14-yard line. And they're going to let the clock run out on the 3rd quarter here, as they don't need to snap this. Oh no, they're going to take a timeout. The play clock ticked down to 0, and Jim Harbaugh thinks they should have had more time.
Well, they should have reset the play clock
after the 1st down was signaled, right?
Yes.
Jason, that's all right in front of you, isn't it?
Yeah, everything is right in front of me. Michigan thought, because the referees delayed, that it was going to be 4th and 1. So they had their 4th down play already set up. And when they made it a 1st down really late, it confused Michigan and had the wrong personnel in the game.
Well, the officials are talking this over. They may reset the play clock. Here we go.
Play clock should have been reset to 25 seconds when the ball was set. We will not charge Michigan with a timeout. The 1st down, Michigan.
Okay, so Jim Harbaugh got his timeout back. The play clock wasn't reset after they signaled 1st down. Michigan was ready to go in a hurry and try and pick up a 4th down conversion. They didn't need to. And so now we have a stoppage. They reset the play clock.
Are they going to start the game clock as well and just let the quarter run out?
They've reset the game clock to 19 seconds. The play clock is at 25 seconds. And it should be a running clock, right?
Yeah, they should. Once the ball is set, everybody's ready to go. They'll start the play clock. They'll start the game clock, and if Michigan wants to, they can let this clock run out of the 3rd quarter.
Michigan leading Ohio State 24-20, and indeed they are letting the clock run out. Michigan is lined up, but it has no intention of running a play. 4 seconds to go in the quarter, and the clock running. John, Michigan is threatening to add to their lead as 3rd quarter turns to 4th here in Columbus. Michigan knocking on the door. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 13-yard line. John, the Wolverines entering this drive had 35 yards rushing for the entire game. In this drive, they've gone for 45 yards on the ground.
Well, it's been J.J. McCarthy. It's been the ability to take the Ohio State defense and the way that they have been addressing Michigan's run game by attacking the center of that line of scrimmage. When you have to account for the quarterback, you can't commit all your resources to stopping everything in between the tackles. Now all of a sudden Donovan Edwards is able to pop a couple, and the patience that he's had. I mentioned that on that last 1st down that he had. His patience of being able to attack the line of scrimmage and bounce it to the outside. This offense right now is operating with a lot of confidence.
Wolverines have played a pretty clean football game so far. Defense didn't allow a point in the 3rd quarter.
Well, and remember against Rutgers, it was, when they got inside the red zone, it was really hard to score. Against Michigan State, the same thing. They've showed improvement now at the 13-yard line. What is going through Sharon Moore and Matt Weiss's mind right now in regards to, can we still attack the center of this defensive line? Do we want to use J.J. McCarthy and his feet, or do we want to use J.J. McCarthy and his arm?
Well, they've got it at the Ohio State 13, and they have taken the field, ready to go in the 4th quarter. J.J. in a shotgun, 3 tight ends, split left. Cornelius Johnson to the right. J.J. has the snap, hands it off to Edwards, and he's hit in the backfield, fights back to the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Yeah, not much push up front by the right side of that offensive line. And Ohio State was selling out on the run, knowing Michigan in that formation, 3 tight ends to the left, is typically what they do.
Michigan last week made 4 trips to the red zone, came away with just the 1 touchdown on the opening drive. This is their 1st trip to the red zone today. They break the huddle. 3 receivers split left. Now Ronnie Bell in motion from left to right. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun, and Jim Harbaugh will call a timeout. There was just 6 on the play clock. There was a problem lining up, and Jim didn't like what he saw
30-second
and
timeout.
decided they better reset.
Well, it's okay to spend a timeout here because of the importance of getting in the red zone here, the importance of coming away with a touchdown. You go up with a touchdown, you're going to go up 2 scores, and those 2 scores have to be a touchdown with a 2-point conversion along with a field goal. This is a huge trip into the red zone.
Michigan with 3 touchdown passes of 45 yards or more, the most ever in a game in this series. Ohio State, we mentioned their yardage total was dominating in the first half. Ohio State with 362 yards. Michigan has cut that margin to just 4 yards. The Wolverines with 358 yards of offense.
And we mentioned being able to give the defense a little bit of a breather. This is now just over 6 minutes time of possession on this drive.
14-17 to go. Michigan leading 24-20. Again, they go heavy set left with 3 tight ends. Ronnie Bell split wide right. Donovan Edwards, the lone setback. J.J. McCarthy under center. Takes the snap. Play action, back to pass. Here comes a heavy rush. J.J.'s in trouble. Got to get rid of it, J.J., and he fires it, and it's incomplete down the sideline. The man over there, I believe, was Luke Schoonmaker, overthrown, but a good job to avoid the big loss there from J.J. McCarthy.
Well, nice job of getting rid of the ball, and he's got to understand, hey, if there's nothing there, get rid of it. Don't take a sack in this situation because right now you're in easy field goal range. And just be careful. I mean, as soon as he turns his back to the line of scrimmage, I think there's a lot of people holding their breath the way that J.J. McCarthy escapes and holds the ball.
3rd and 10 from the Ohio State 13-yard line. Michigan feel like they need a touchdown here, John, from a shotgun. J.J.'s back to pass. Here comes the rush again. He's going to fire it towards the end zone. He's got a man out there. Going up for it is Ronnie Bell, and he's hit. There's a flag. Pass interference in the end zone as Ronnie Bell went up for it.
Yep.
I don't know if it was Hickman, the safety coming over, who just played Ronnie Bell's body.
Yep, and it ran right into him. Didn't even look back for the ball. If he just looks back for the ball, you can have some contact.
Let's go down to number 8, Jason Avant.
That's exactly why you stop and you elevate and go get the ball. That's exactly why you do it. You get a pass interference.
The foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
Huge play here as Michigan on 3rd and 11 get the pass interference in the end. Ronnie Bell was wide open, and J.J. under heavy duress.
Great receiver play right there.
Did everything he could to just get a pass off, put a lot of air under it, and as Ronnie was waiting for it to come down, Hickman ran into him. So pass interference, ball marked at the 2-yard line. But you mentioned Rutgers already.
Well, we did, and I asked Jim Harbaugh after that, and he said, hey, we wanted to test our offensive line. We wanted to know what we could do, and now they get the ball 1st and goal from the 2-yard line.
24-20, Michigan on top, 14:03 to go in the ball game. J.J. hands it off to Donovan Edwards, and he's swarmed under in the backfield, doing everything he can to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I don't think he will.
No, I think he lost a yard. Too much penetration front side. And this is my concern, is it was hard enough against Rutgers to be able to attack the center of that defensive line, and this is a much more physical, a much better defensive front than they saw in Piscataway.
See Isaiah Gash in the game for the first time. Heck of a place to put him in. 2nd and goal from the Ohio State 3-yard line. Gash the lone setback. JJ's going to take this snap from under center. 3 tight ends bunched to the right. They bring one of them in motion. JJ back to pass, looking, fires back to the end zone, overthrown, looking for Colston Loveland, and it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Really would have been a heck of a catch in traffic, John.
Well, it would have been a heck of a catch. JJ needs to understand, if he attacks the line of scrimmage, instead of continuing to roll to the sideline, hey, attack the line of scrimmage, make somebody commit to come up and make a play on the quarterback. It'll free somebody up in the end zone.
You know what I like here? Bootleg.
Yeah, give him that option.
Drew Henson style from the year 2000. That sealed away a win over the Buckeyes. But JJ's going to be in a shotgun. 7 on the play clock. Has to hurry. 2 receivers split left, 1 split right. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. JJ's got the snap. Quarterback run. He's got a hole. Spins to the goal line. Is he in? Touchdown, Michigan! J.J. McCarthy from 3 yards out, and the Wolverines extend the lead. Oh, JJ took a big hit as he got to the goal line, but his momentum carried it in, and the Wolverines lead it 30-20.
And when your quarterback is your running back, you add in that extra player, Isaiah Gash, coming through the hole. Just a great job. Sorry, that was Donovan Edwards that was in there.
Quarterback run all the way. 15 plays, 80 yards, over 7 minutes and 51 seconds. And we're waiting to see.
I'm sure they're taking a look at this one, making sure that he was in.
They say he is. That was the longest drive in terms of time of possession against Ohio State this year. 7:51. Jake Moody on for the extra point to give Michigan an 11-point lead. Snap is good. Kick is on the way. And the kick is good. And John, Michigan leads at 31-20 with 13:10 to go in the ball game. And the Wolverines having what we've become so familiar with, an outstanding second half. They've outscored the Buckeyes 14-0 and lead it. Coach John Jansen back in Columbus with Michigan on top of Ohio State, 31-20, 13-10 to go in the ball game. And this explosive Ohio State offense has been held in check here in the second half. And the Michigan offense has just churned out the longest drive against Ohio State this year in terms of time of possession, which I would say was quite useful given time and score.
And you talk about, we mentioned this in the third quarter, was being able to keep this offense, but more importantly, Michigan's defense on the sideline to catch a breath. 7 minutes and 51 seconds worth of time of possession. That translates into a fresh defense coming out here, but it also translates to an offense for Ohio State that hasn't been on the field for probably 15 or 20 minutes of real time.
Jake Moody will kick off. Xavier Johnson deep for Ohio State. Michigan with an 11-point lead. Can the defense step up as Moody's kick will sail over Johnson and out of the back of the end zone? Michigan's defense, which is 2 3-and-outs this half, right?
No, well, the first one was not a 3-and-out. There was a first down.
Okay, my bad.
But, I mean, this obviously in the third quarter was when Ohio State got the ball on Michigan's side of the field on the 49-yard line, and then the holding call, and then the unnecessary roughness, personal penalty, backed them up to, was it 1st and 35 at that point.
Yep.
It's a huge set of downs for Michigan.
A lot of time left in this game for this Ohio State offense. They have the ball on the 25-yard line. Mayan Williams back in at running back. He's flanked to C.J. Stroud's right. He's got the snap, back to pass. Looking, far side, tons of time, fires to Mayan Williams. He's caught and drilled immediately by Michael Barrett, who closed like a rocket. Short gain of a yard. And Ohio State will have it second and long.
Well, they had everything covered extremely well downfield. Still need to get a little bit of pressure on C.J. Stroud, but when you have linebackers that can run like Barrett and Colson, you've got that closing speed to make a play on the outside.
Dallin Hayden in at running back for Ohio State. They've got 2 receivers stacked to either side. 2nd and 9, Michigan on top, 31-20, 12:30 to go. Ohio State taking their time getting this play in. There seems to be some confusion. 6 on the play clock. Stroud from a shotgun back to pass. Looking down the field. He's got all kinds of time. Now Michigan flushes him out of the pocket, and here comes the rush, and he fires it, and it's caught. Ooh, Julian Fleming at the 32-yard line steps out of bounds in front of DJ Turner as C.J. Stroud makes a play with his feet and finds his receiver for a gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 3 for Ohio State.
Got to find a way to get a win against that offensive line when you cover this group of receivers that well for this long.
Get a whistle when DJ Turner is down on the ground, and looks like he's cramping up, although he just took his helmet off. It looks, his reaction makes it feel like it's more serious than that. And Turner, Jamon Green, Will Johnson have minimized the Ohio State damage today. And this is not a player you would want to lose right here.
No, it's not. But the thing about Michigan's secondary, and we've talked about this all year long, you've got good depth in the secondary, whether it's Jamon Green, Will Johnson, DJ Turner, that trio at corner, also in the secondary with the safeties.
The ball is just across the Ohio State 32-yard line. They have to get it to the 35 on this 3rd and 3. 12:04 to go in the ball game, and Michigan up 2 scores, 31-20. John, huge play here.
It is, and both sides of the ball for Michigan right now are operating with a lot of confidence. We just talked about that 7-minute, 51-second drive for Michigan's offense. This defense right now is doing a much better job on first down, and it's really a credit to the secondary. I got to give credit where credit is due. The Ohio State offensive line is doing a good job of holding off the pass rush of Michigan. They're not able to get home with just rushing 4, but that allows 7 in the secondary to try and surround this trio of receivers.
DJ Turner is off the field for this critical 3rd down. The Wolverines have done a great job in coverage. They've had trouble getting to C.J. Stroud. He's empty in the backfield. They bring Xavier Johnson into the backfield. C.J. Stroud will fire it to him, and it's batted down. Is it a fumble? Go get it, Braden. It's batted down at the line of scrimmage. They're saying a forward pass and incomplete as that ball rolled back towards the Ohio State goal line. Braden was busy signaling incomplete, but nonetheless, a pass breakup for Big Pretty.
Yeah, he did a great job. Nice get off the ball, going straight up the field, and man, oh man, he almost had an interception by batting that ball down. He bobbled it just a little bit. That would have been unbelievable.
Ohio State tried to go quick screen to Xavier Johnson. And now Ohio State will punt on 4th and 3. A.J. Henning standing at his own 20-yard line. So we'll see Mirko to punt, the Australian who rolls out to the right. Michigan's defense seems to be on high alert. Snap is good. Mirko's got it. Low line drive. A.J. Henning signals for a fair catch and makes it at his own 28-yard line. And that's where Michigan will take over, John, with 11:46 to go in the ballgame, and we get a late flag. And who's this going to be on? There was some scuffling. Amon Dennis is saying it's on Ohio State. And if it is, that'll give Michigan 15 yards. We'll see if he's right.
Well, on that last 3rd down, that batted play by Braden McGregor, that is film prep. It's awareness, knowing what Ohio State wants to do on 3rd down and being ready to be able to bat it down.
Forced an Ohio State punt. Michigan looking to take over at their own 28-yard line, but we await this call.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 8. The 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. First down.
This is a game where composure is vital, and that's twice now that the Buckeyes have lost their composure, and it has cost them dearly. One backed them up to a 1st and 35. This one, you're giving Michigan, who is operating right now with a lot of confidence, a free 15 yards. The ball at the, 43-yard line. So far right now, Ohio State, 8 penalties for 76 yards.
Move the ball up to the 42-yard line of the Wolverines. And that's where they will take over with 11:46 to go in the ballgame, leading 31-20. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun. He's got Max Bredesen in the backfield next to him, and Donovan Edwards behind him. Fake handoff to Edwards. J.J. looking downfield. He's going to fire it deep. He's got a man out there. It's Cornelius Johnson who goes up for it, and it's broken up, but there's a flag. 2 Buckeyes converged on C.J. when he went up to get it. And it looks like another pass interference call. Ohio State about middle of the pack in the Big Ten in terms of penalties, and they have committed some costly ones here in the second half of this game.
Now it's up to Michigan to make sure that they don't return the favor.
Pass interference. Defense number 12. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Let's go down to number 8, Jason Avant.
Yeah, our receivers are doing a great job with being the aggressor to the football. And when you're the aggressor to the football, you get those penalties. These are not happenstance. These receivers are making these plays possible.
Lathan Ransom was there, but he never turned and looked for the ball. He ran into Cornelius Johnson.
We'll take him for 30 yards now.
The ball is moved into Ohio State territory to the 42-yard line. Wolverines with 3 receivers split left. Now Ronnie Bell goes in motion from left to right. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. J.J. McCarthy takes the snap, hands it off to Edwards, and he gets across the 40 down to the 39-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down. 11:29 to go in the ball game. Clock running. Michigan on top, 31-20.
Michigan's offensive line is starting to gain some more confidence, starting to even things out offensively. being able to run the ball in between the tackles, and that comes with that threat of J.J. McCarthy possibly holding it around end.
They are on the edge of Jake Moody field goal range, the Lou Grozo Award winner. 2nd down and 7. J.J. in a shotgun. Takes the snap. Hands it off to Edwards, running right. Breaks a tackle and slips and falls as he turns upfield. Oh, John. Could have been a big gainer.
Yeah, there was a lot of room to be able to run, and Donovan Edwards just cut that one a little bit too tight. Got out in front of his, got his balance too out in front of his feet.
Wolverines looking at a 3rd down and 8. You know what I like here, John?
What's
the
that?
Eric All play that was executed with Colston Loveland last week.
Yep.
Although that does not look like the formation they are going with here. 3rd and 8 from the Ohio State 40. J.J. in a shotgun. Big play here. Has the snap. Fakes the handoff. He's going to run right. And can he turn the corner? He can. He gets tripped up inside the 40. And they're going to roll him down at the 40. Check that, the 39.
Yeah, this is kind of the same situation that we talked about with, are they going to go for a field goal?
They're going for a field goal, Jake Moody.
Oh, boy.
This would be a 57-yard attempt. He's got the wind at his back. He tried one from 62 earlier in the year, John. So you know they have faith in him from this distance. Robbins is kneeling on the 47-yard line, a 57-yard attempt. Snap is down, kick is up, it's on the way, and it is just short. Ohio State dodges a bullet, and Michigan still leads by 11, 31-20 with 9:21 to go.
Yeah, and it's tough, to second guess some of those decisions. That's a long field goal, and it gives Ohio State the ball at the 39-yard line in decent field position.
106,787 here at Ohio Stadium, the 100th year of this stadium. One of the biggest games they have played here. Michigan leads 31-20 with 9:21 to go in the ball game. DJ Turner, Michigan's one of their best cover corners, back on the field. Ohio State 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. And they'll run it with Hayden running left, and not much there as Junior Colson, Michael Barrett fill the hole. 3 yards on 1st down for Ohio State.
Yeah, you want to talk about a defense tightening things up. In the second half here on 1st down, that's what, 2.5-yard gain. And Ohio State so far in this second half, only 1 1st down. It's been a huge play and a huge start by this defense. 2nd
and 7 for the Buckeyes. Stroud back to pass, looking, fires, crossing route, and it's broken up by Rod Moore, who arrives right when the ball gets to Marvin Harrison Jr. Perfect timing for Rod Moore, who made a break on the football, incomplete, and that'll set up Ohio State with 3rd and 7.
Well, we saw Rod Moore do that earlier by his ability to arrive at the exact right time, and a nice job there of doing the same thing, forcing up 3rd and 8?
With 8:46 to go in the ball game, huge play here for Ohio State. And the Michigan defense trying to get off the field. The Buckeyes need to get it across their own 49-yard line. C.J. Stroud back to pass. He's got time, fires over the middle, and he's got a man that's caught. Ibuka inside the 25, down to the 15-yard line of Michigan. C.J. Stroud delivers, and Emeka Ibuka has got Ohio State knocking on the door with 8:38 to go, down 11.
That's the threat of this Ohio State offense. Mikey Sanders still just couldn't keep up with Ibuka.
43 yards. It's marked on the 15-yard line. Ohio State from the 15, back to pass is Stroud, looking, steps up, now he's going to roll to his right. He's got no one to throw to, and he's going to fire it out of bounds, incomplete. Wow.
Yeah. Other than that long completion to Ibuka, this Michigan secondary in the second half has done an outstanding job of covering these receivers, tight ends, not giving C.J. Stroud any easy throws.
Train him in the backfield for the Buckeyes. They got 3 receivers split out with the ball on the left hash. 2 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left. Train him on the left hip of C.J. Stroud. From the Michigan 15-yard line, has the snap, will hand it off to Trainham, running right. down to the 10. It's met by Michael Barrett and pushed backwards. And a gain of 6 yards there on 2nd and 10.
Yep, power running game for Ohio State down here in the red zone. They pull Paris Johnson, Donovan Jackson, trying to get those big bodies out in front of their run game.
They bring in another tight end, Mitch Rossi. And Julian Fleming checks out of the ball game. Ohio State's got it 3rd and 4 from just inside the Michigan 10-yard line. 31-20, Michigan on top, 7:46 to go in the ball game, clock running. Stroud under center here. They motion Rossi back into the backfield. And Stroud back to pass, looking in the end zone. Here comes the pass rush, and he'll lob it, corner of the end zone, and it is broken up.
Wow.
What a great play. Is that Makari Page out there? No, Rod Moore breaks up a pass in the end zone to Stover, the tight end. St. Ristel, my bad. That's about as far away as it could be.
Yeah.
Credits someone with a pass breakup, and it's the converted wide receiver who just gets his hand in there to break it up, John. And Ohio State's forced to try a field goal.
You want to talk about last week, it was Ronnie Bell with the big punt return, captain on offense, captain on defense. Mikey Sanders still coming with a big play.
Noah Ruggles will try a 27-yard field goal. Kick is up, and the kick is good, and that draws Ohio State within 8, 31-23. Feels like a bit of a win there for the Michigan defense.
Oh, yeah,
with 7:23 to go in the ball game.
Still up 8, 7:23. We talked about this in the pregame. At some point in the second half, and hopefully in the fourth quarter, you're going to be in position to salt this clock away. Michigan's going to get the ball back, trying to take some time off the clock.
7:23 to go in the ball game, and Michigan up 31-23. John, back in 1996, you guys led 10-9 and went on about a 6-minute drive that essentially salted the game away.
There's no better feeling for an offensive lineman, for an offense to be able to be in that position and come through.
That drive culminated in a Remy Hamilton field goal to give Michigan a 13-9 lead, and eventually Ohio State threw a Hail Mary intercepted by Marcus Ray to seal the deal. Can this Michigan offense churn out some clock here, at least get a few first downs, maybe even score?
Well, they're up by 8 right now. They've got the ball. They've got a lot of momentum. It's a matter of play selection and execution at this point.
From the 25-yard line, Wolverines with 3 receivers split out. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. Next to J.J. McCarthy from a shotgun, standing on his own 20. Has the snap. Inside handoff, Edwards, and he's got some room to the 30, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. Can he outrun the Buckeyes? To the 30, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown,
Yeah,
Donovan
baby.
Edwards.
Yeah, baby.
5 yards.
Oh, my goodness. Didn't know if he was going to play today. And coming up huge.
Well, he didn't hurt his legs.
Oh.
Donovan Edwards got to the edge, turned up the field, broke 1 tackle, and Michigan's lead is 37-23.
You know what feels better than salting away the clock? A 1-play drive on the ground for Donovan Edwards.
Jake Moody on for the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Another lightning bolt. Michigan's 3rd score of more than 45 yards in this game. And Donovan Edwards now over 100 yards, 18 carries for 122 yards. And that 75-yard touchdown run was brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
1 play, 75 yards, 12 seconds. I mean, you want to talk about responding after Ohio State goes down. Michigan coming up with a big, stop in the red zone, forcing Ohio State to go for the field goal, and now being up 15 with 7:11 to go. That just blows my mind that they were able to do that this offensive line, we talk about the confidence that they're operating with. Wow.
Jake Moody will kick off to Xavier Johnson. And defensively, and everything, Michigan wants to keep everything inside and in front now with 7:11 to go. Moody with the wind at his back. Feel free to kick one out of the back of the end zone, Jake. And he'll do just that. As it lands 8 yards deep, and Ohio State will take over at the 25-yard line.
Well, Michigan being able to stick with the run, going off right tackle, Carson Barnhart, Zach Zinter, Oluwatimi, doing just a terrific job of getting Donovan Edwards to the second level. And that's the thing about Donovan. We've seen it with Blake. We've seen it with Donovan. We saw it again in the Penn State game. Once he gets to that second level, it's really hard to catch him.
Ohio State from the 25-yard line. They trail by 15. They've kind of entered a point where they need to score every possession. Stroud back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, fires into the flat. It's caught, and immediately there is DJ Turner to wrangle and drop Xavier Johnson for a gain of 5.
Now, Ohio State's going to go quick. Michigan's got to get lined up. Now it's a matter of mental discipline.
2nd and 5 for Ohio State. 6:47 to go in the ball game. Back to pass is C.J. Stroud. Fires it over the middle. He's got his man. That's Ibuka across the 35. Tripped up as he dives across the 40. Rod Moore comes up and makes the tackle. He's having a heck of a game. 1st down, Ohio State.
Don't take your foot off the gas. Defensively, offensively, you can still be aggressive.
6:32 to go. Michigan up 38-23. Ohio State going quickly. Back to pass is Stroud. He's going to fire it out in the flat to Xavier Johnson. Breaks one tackle. Gets across the 45. Where he is wrangled down inbounds right in front of the Ohio State bench by Junior Colson and Will Johnson. Gain of 7 on 1st down. 6:10 to go. Clock running. Ohio State out to the 48-yard line. At some point they're going to take a shot. C.J. Stroud will hand it off, and Xavier Johnson breaks a tackle. And Makari Page comes up from a safety spot and undercuts Xavier Johnson, but he's got 1st down yardage down to the Michigan 46-yard line.
This is where you got to make the plays that are there to be had. If you get a chance to tackle somebody at the line of scrimmage, you must make that play.
5:45 to go in the ball game. Michigan up 38-23. Stroud back to pass. Looking. He's going to fire, and he's got his man Ibuka, but Mike Sainristil is there immediately to bring him to the ground at the 40-yard line. Gain
nice job.
of 6 on 1st down.
Nice job by the secondary linebackers and defensive backs. Make sure you wrap up. Don't allow, when you got to play, that's there, just mention it. Line of scrimmage, you got a play that be made. Wrap up, let your buddies come and help you.
From the 40-yard line, Ohio State 2nd and 4. Stroud has the snap, back to pass, going to fire and have his man, this Julian Fleming, breaks one tackle and steps out of bounds inside the Michigan 30 down to the 28. A little too easy here, John. 5:10 to go in the ball game. And Ohio State's just moving right down the field. They haven't faced a 3rd down yet.
No, they haven't. And this is where Michigan needs to tighten things up in the secondary. They're not getting any push up front from the pass rush.
On the 28, Stroud's got it. Back to pass. Looking, fires. Far side's got his man. Inside the 20. Makari Page takes him down at the 17-yard line. Has Marvin Harrison Jr. at the 16. Clock stops on a 1st down.
Well, they're really... Michigan secondary is in a tight spot. You don't want to let that explosive play happen. So you're giving cushion to a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr., but you're also giving up an easy 1st down.
1st and 10 for Ohio State. Stroud back to pass. Looking. He's going to fire. Slant pattern. Poke it up in the end zone. Mikey Sainristil got his hand in there on a pass intended for Emeka Ibuka. Incomplete. Fans want a flag. They've seen their team penalized in the 2nd half. 6 times for 51 yards. Michigan has yet to be penalized here in half number 2.
Nice job by Mikey Sainristil. I mentioned this earlier. You can have a hand on the back of the receiver. You just can't turn him, and he didn't turn him. Was in position to stick his hand in front. I mean, he's made a couple of big plays in the end zone. Last drive, breaking up the pass to the tight end.
38-23, 4:35 to go. From the 16-yard line, Ohio State, C.J. Stroud back to pass. Looking, now he's flushed out of the pocket. C.J. Stroud directing traffic, fires to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looked like it might have hit D.J. Turner in the back. He was looking for Emeka Ibuka in the end zone, and Ohio State looking at a 3rd and 10 with 4:27 to go.
This is certainly 4-down territory for Ohio State. They don't want to settle for a field goal. They can get a first down. I believe a first down yardage is right at about the 6-yard line, but great coverage down the field. Michigan has really tightened things up in the red zone.
3rd and 10 for Ohio State from the Michigan 16-yard line. 4:27 to go. C.J. Stroud marks some commands. Has the snap. Back to pass. Looking. He's got nobody. He's going to try and run, and the Wolverines are going to bring him down. He underhands the ball and is intercepted.
Yeah.
It's intercepted. He underhanded the ball to his tight end, I believe, Stover.
I think it's Taylor Upshaw.
It popped up in the air, and Taylor Upshaw corralled it. The Michigan defensive lineman down the field gets the interception with 4:19 to go. And give that man the turnover buffs, John.
Taylor Upshaw was just given a gift in the right place at the right time. I can't believe C.J. Stroud tried to throw that ball at the very last second while he was being tackled.
Was it Mozzie Smith, the man providing the pressure? Huge play there, and Michigan will take over, leading 38-23 with 4:19 to go in the ball game. After the Taylor Upshaw interception. John, you're seeing a replay. Was it Mozzie?
No. It looked like it might be Rayshawn Penny.
Wow.
6.
Shotgun. Handoff. Donovan Edwards breaks through a hole across the 13 to the 14-yard line. Gain of 5 yards on first down. Clock continues to run. 4:08 to go.
This is where you tell your players, focus on possessing the football. Don't try and fight for that extra yard. Yes, we want to get every yard possible, but don't put the ball at risk. Donovan Edwards, hold tight. And if you're going down, don't reach it out. Don't put the ball at risk.
From the 15-yard line, they gave him 6, 2nd and 4. You know Ohio State will be stacking to stop the run. JJ in a shotgun, 3:36 to go. Hands it off to Edwards, and he's tackled as he gets to the 15, just across the 15. And it'll be 3rd and 4, and Ohio State uses a timeout.
Wow. I mean, the defense has come up huge in the second half. We mentioned the fact that before that big pass play that C.J. Stroud had to Ibuka, it was 1 first down in the second half. Forcing a field goal after that. Forcing a turnover here in the red zone again. Pressure finally applied to C.J. Stroud. And we mentioned it all game long. If you can apply that pressure, you can get him running around. He's not the same passer under duress.
Big 3rd down here. 3rd and 3 from the Ohio State 15-yard line. Wolverines trying to move the chains and be able to eat up more time. They're leading at 38-23. 3:30 to go from the 15-yard line. J.J. McCarthy in a shotgun. Has the snap. Hands it off to Donovan Edwards, and he's in the clear, John. To the 30, to the 35, to the 40, to the 50. They will not catch Donovan Edwards. He will score. Donovan Edwards.
Yes. Yes.
85 yards, and the Wolverines lead it 44-23.
What an unbelievable second half for Michigan.
All year long, John, all year long, it's what the Wolverines have done. Come out of the halftime locker room, make the adjustments, as Jake Moody's on for the extra point to make it 45-23 Michigan with 3:19 to go in the ball game. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 3 plays, 92 yards. Only took a minute off the clock, though.
I know, yeah. Last time it was 12 seconds. This time it's only a minute. I mean, it's when you think about what this team has done in the first half, Cornelius Johnson, the big plays. In the second half, the defense coming up huge, forcing field goals and turnovers in the red zone, and then Donovan Edwards with the 2 long touchdown runs. I mean, the question was, could this offense be explosive? Answer today is absolutely.
John, I think back to an Ohio State game years ago when Beanie Wells took one to the house on a 3rd and short. When you stack the line and you're trying to get the stop, you break that first wave of defenders and you're gone, and that's what happened with Donovan Edwards right there. 214 yards rushing on 21 carries with touchdown runs of 75 yards and 85 yards, and they are headed for the exits here in Columbus. Let's go down to number 8.
It was an explosion on the sideline when Donovan Edwards broke through the line. Eric All is yelling at me in my ear. I told you, Jason, it was going to happen. So these guys are definitely fired up on the sideline.
Oh, I bet they are. As Jake Moody will hit a low line drive towards Xavier Johnson, who will let it bounce out of the back of the end zone. Michigan trailed 20-17 at the half. They have outscored the Buckeyes 28-3 in the second half.
To have it happen down here in Columbus after the dominant performance last year, the questions about Michigan's non-conference schedule, about the Big Ten not being as tough this year, were they ready for an environment like this? And they've done what they've done all season long, and that is find a way to stay in the game to halftime and then be explosive in the second half.
C.J. Stroud will take a shotgun snap from his own 25-yard line, back to pass. Looking, fires over the middle. He's got Ibuka across the 35 to the 36-yard line, right in front of Kalel Mullings, part quarterback, part linebacker. You heard that correctly. He completed a pass earlier in the game. 3:08 to go, clock running. 1st and 10, Ohio State, back to pass. C.J. Stroud fires near sideline. Marvin Harrison's got it. And the Wolverines are going to keep him in bounds with Michael Barrett, Makari Page, and Will Johnson all standing him up. Just short of a first down, so the clock continues to run.
There's nothing like silence in a crowd. Donovan Edwards has done it. Cornelius Johnson has done it. We've seen J.J. McCarthy do it.
From the 45-yard line, C.J. Stroud, shotgun. Back to pass, looking. Here comes a heavy rush, and there it is. The ball is out. Yabioki with the sack, and they're going to rule him down. Yabioki with the first sack of the game for the Michigan defense.
Second down.
And that's going to back up Ohio State to a 3rd and long with the clock running, trailing 45-23.
Well, this is an opportunity for this front four to play a little bit. They've struggled to get after C.J. Stroud. Now, you're not concerned about the run. It is strictly get after the quarterback.
And now we get a whistle. I think Jim Harbaugh wants this play reviewed. See if that ball was out and if Michigan can get the football back with 2:07 to go. That 85-yard touchdown run by Donovan Edwards was brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. Hey, well, we have this opportunity. I want to thank everybody in our broadcast crew. Yeah. Tony Butler, our engineer and producer, does an unbelievable job. Michigan's director of broadcasting is Brian Bush. All year long, Rich Marion and Bruce Motti spotting for us. Got Bob Rossick doing stats. Monty doubles as a stat guy.
The field was the runner's progress was stopped. This is not a reviewable play. 3rd down.
Jason Avant and Jack Miller, the freshmen on our broadcast, doing a nice job.
Doug, to you as well. Hell of a first year, and it's not over.
It's not over. Michigan still has 2 minutes to wind off this clock, but they lead by 3 scores. Stroud back to pass on 3rd and 9. Steps up, fires over the middle, looking for his tight end Stover, and it's off his hands, and it's intercepted. Makari Page with the interception, the first of his career, and he's returning it to the 35, and he's wrangled down there by Emeka Ibuka, right in front of the Ohio State bench. Marcus Ray style, and that, John, might just about do it.
Oh, boy. And not over. I understand this game is not over. There's still 1:48 to go, but I'm talking about the season for Michigan and waiting to find out who it is going to be out of the West. Will it be Purdue? Will it be Illinois? Will it be Iowa?
At this point,
Don't
that
care.
concerns me.
Yep, don't care.
Michigan will improve to 12-0 and win the Big Ten East for the 2nd consecutive year, and improves to 24-2 in the last 2 seasons.
It's nice to know that they saved Blake Corum for the Big Ten championship game as well.
Shotgun handoff. Donovan Edwards hesitates, just runs into the back of the line, and is thrown to the ground for a gain of 2. With a minute 40 to go and the clock running, it's time to spotlight today's best in the game, brought to you by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to be with the Wolverines. John, what was the best in the game, in your opinion, for Michigan today?
This is a tough one because you could talk about J.J. McCarthy, you could talk about Cornelius Johnson, but I think we got to talk about, you could talk about the defense. Let's go with Donovan Edwards in the second half. Those 2 touchdowns sealed this game, sealed the victory, and then, you share it with the offensive line, and this is a total team performance today.
Wolverines have gone into victory formation with the clock running. With a minute to go, JJ takes a knee.
Doug, there is no better feeling, especially as you see the crowd empty out of this stadium, the silence. When you think back to the noise that was in this stadium at the start and the environment that this team had to play in, I mean, to hear that silence right now is amazing.
Well, it's silent because there's very few people left. As JJ takes the snap, flips the ball to Ronnie Bell behind him, and that'll be the final snap of the ball game, John. Michigan improves to 12-0 and has beaten Ohio State in back-to-back years, and the Wolverines pour onto the field, and down below, number 8 has one of the stars of the game.
Cornelius Johnson, you made 2 really big plays. What was your head at this game making those big plays?
My head was just coming here, seeing red. But our sideline just staying ready the whole game. And those 2 big plays I had, that's something we've been practicing all year, all week. So we knew it was coming. I just had to execute it.
The run game didn't get started until late in the game. Talk about the receivers being ready to play for this moment against Ohio State, depending on the receivers and JJ's arm.
It came down to us. We were ready for it, man. I mean, it will come down to us in this hostile environment. And I'm glad we were able to beat these guys, won the Big Ten championship. But if we have to put it on us, we got you.
Before this game, you asked me what my record was versus Ohio State. You wanted to make sure that your record is 2-1. Talk about doing that and accomplishing that goal.
That was funny, man. All year, man. Like, I've been thinking, I got to get even on these guys. Got even on Penn State, got even on Michigan State. Had to finish out the last state game here in this stadium here. Now I'm 2-1. I was even with these guys. I had to get it back to that.
Congratulations on a great win. Go and celebrate.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Go Blue.
Wolverines have poured to the north end zone where the band is, and a bunch of Michigan family members, the family tickets down there as they celebrate and sing the victors following a 45-23 win here in Columbus. Wow. Michigan will play next Saturday night in the Big Ten championship game against an opponent to be determined. Could be Illinois, could be Purdue, who controls their own destiny, could be the Iowa Hawkeyes if both Illinois and Purdue lose in this one. Down below, Michael Barrett is swinging a Michigan flag. And the Wolverines posed on the center O for a picture. And now they'll slowly make their way to the locker room following this win over Ohio State.